not Mall of America, I think I said. But just so you know, these big entities, look at the taxpayers in Maplewood, the homeowners pay $450,000, and these other entities like 3M that use half the natural gas pay $1,200. Isn't that wonderful? So, you know, the mayor, if she would, and we have a phone call and we're down to 5 minutes. If the mayor would pay attention, and I've told the mayor 2 minutes to make some eye contact and listen, instead of sit there and putting on chapstick and talking to the city manager, who was in name only, Melinda Coleman. They had to hire somebody to hold her hand, Mike Funk from the West Metro. Let's take the phone call quick. Caller, are you with us? We're going to be out of time.
Well, Bob, I wanted to hitchhike on your comment about lies. If you read in the recent newspaper letters to the editor, you saw how Jeff Huber lied and said he was in the minority on the city council. He's been in the majority for the last 4 to 5 years. He's a pathological liar. He was the guy that defeated the charter by saying the charter equals sewer and water, when in fact the charter had 2 provisions within it that said there would be no sewer and water allowed. He is a master of deception. He continually lies, and again, you can probably talk a little bit about the letter to the editor and how he totally twists things and lies, and you can comment on that, and I'll listen on the other side.
Well, we're going to be out of time, I'm being told, but yes, we'll talk about this issue on Insight News Hour Wednesday night, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. And Mary Devine's letter, I wanted to talk, or article in the Little Detroit Pioneer Press, and I wanted to share that with you. The best part of her article were the last 2 lines about Mr. Huber called the entire controversy silly and a waste of time. Well, then why is he engaging in it if it's silly and a waste of time? It's political. The mayor, they use this where council people are seated for political advantage. They tried to separate Lauren and Larry on the Grant City Councils that are there to represent the people. And so if we can stick Lauren on the far end over there and Larry on the opposite far end, they can't communicate with each other during the meeting and talk about things that need to get said. Let's isolate them. Let's use the seating arrangement for political advantage. Mary Devine, I slight her article because she didn't point that out, and the fact that Mr. Huber's own comment, and the lie he put in the letter to the editor in today's paper, folks, the guy is a psychopath liar, and but he's good. He's good at the lying, and I hope somebody holds him to task. I'm your host, Bob Zick. Thank you for watching tonight. News Hour Live. We'll be back on our show Wednesday. Thank you and good night.
Just kind of a quick brief sharing, checking in with where everybody is at. As we look ahead to December, we do not actually have a work-study session on the calendar. What we have is a reflection session scheduled right before our regular business meeting of the board. And so the question we're going to be also asking is if you're interested in scheduling additional work-study session, or if we wanted to change that reflection session into a work-study session and maybe start at 4:30 instead of 5 o'clock. I mean, that's another option as well if time is tight. Because in December, we only have one date on the calendar. But it seems to me that we're going to want to have some deeper conversations about the levy and the budget. So the 2 items basically that would be on the agenda for that potential meeting would be more levy conversation and deeper dive into budget projections and budget conversations. So with that,
I just wanted to add that the thought of waiting to do it at a retreat might be a little tardy if we wanted to do any kind of consideration for 2016 for different options. So that was what prompted the